So what's the difference between like the Christian view and the Muslim view when it comes to the problem of evil?
I mean, I don't, want to do a disservice to the Christian religion because I'm sure there's far, more educated people than me to talk about it. But for me, I can only talk about my experience. I felt like, the things I studied in philosophy, as well as my religious background, there wasn't an adequate response, for instance, in if children die, right, by horrific events, whether that's a terrorist act or whether that's kind of like, even like if it's like something like earthquakes and more things to do with natural things, because we would admit that these natural things are created by God, earthquakes, tsunamis, things like this. So how do we respond to the act? Well, if God is all loving, how come children die by these things, by earthquakes and so on and so forth? And I remember it was at university. I went to a lecture, just like a talk, an Islamic talk. And I remember someone, the speaker, mentioned that in Islam, when a child dies, they automatically go to heaven. And that was just, another point in my journey, which I thought, this answers my question here. Because when it's adults, how we die, that's just by the will of God, right? Like, and we're supposed to be good people and try and stop sinning, and that's just the struggle of life. But when it's children, there's something, I think, universal. When we see children suffer and die, there's a tension there. So to find that answer in Islam, that was a really beautiful thing.